Hello, folks. This is Sharif here again from the negotiation desk. Drive away. Hope you're well today. So today I'm going to do a little bit of a different setup where like I'm gonna be speaking at the bottom and then we'll do some uh, initial steps on how to start your journey when it comes to buying a new car. Specifically, I'm gonna focus on new car right now. The tools that you can use, how to know about the MSRP, interest rates, incentives, what to look for, how to educate yourself, how to be empowered, right? How to empower yourself as a consumer when you go and buy a car. You don't get ripped off, right? It's very important to know that because it's not just going to help you get you a better deal, but it's going to also make you educated. And the moment that a salesman will feel you as a customer, you're educated, you're confident, they are going to not play any games with you. Again, I feel, unfortunately, okay, here's the reality about the industry. As an ex salesman, unfortunately, ladies, single moms who would come to dealerships, I do feel that sometimes they're powerless. Majority of them, they're not able to negotiate well. So, ladies, I'm here for you. I really want to empower you, help you when it comes to negotiating deals, because I do believe that you should not be paying or overpaying for a vehicle. Okay, because you're not educated or you didn't know what to say and how to say it. Again, Sharif here from the negotiation desk. Drive away. I do negotiate deals for people. I help audit deals as well. With my experience over 6 years in the buying and selling at dealerships, I worked for four different dealerships. I sold new and used cars, and also at the lending office. I was a lending officer at one of the top five banks here in Canada. I did it for about 2.5, 3 years. So I can definitely help you and guide you as well when it comes to finances when you're financing your car or leasing the car, okay, or even cash. We'll talk about that later. So here is a how I would start my research. So how would I start my research? First of all, I'm working on making a nice Excel sheet for everybody here where I'm gonna combine all the manufacturers um, rebates, basically manufacturer rebates, dealership discounts. So that would be in the future. I will be posting that. Now, for finance interest rate, lease interest rates, how to know the actual cost, slash raw price of the vehicle, is dealer cost is what the price that the dealership bought the car from, let's say, Toyota or Honda, whatever the manufacturer is. This is the the dealer cost, right? MSRP, the manufacturer suggested retail price. Rebates for electric vehicle. Well, this is going to be heavily based on your province. Every province have a different rules. Nova Scotia is different than Ontario, is different than Alberta. So I would definitely recommend you check your local province. But eventually I'll be definitely giving more information on that. Rebates for plug-in hybrid, rebates for hybrid, and cash rebates too. Okay, if any. Okay, and all right. So let's start by just showing you guys how I would start researching when it comes to new car. Okay, so first I like to go on the dealership website. Let's say I'll go on Toyota. Okay, I'm gonna start from the very beginning, so it's everything is new for you guys. All right. So what I went here, guys, what I did, I went to Toyota Canada. Okay. This is what I went to. I went to Toyota Canada, and at Toyota Canada, this is how I'm gonna start my research. So first of all, um, try to familiarize yourself with the website. Okay, familiarize yourself with the website. Again, you're making a big purchase. If you have the time, guys, to do a lot of this research, do it yourself. If not, I'll be happy to work with you. So first of all, as a consumer looking for a car, you have to decide what kind of car do I want. Do I want an electric car? Do I want a hybrid? Do I want a plug-in hybrid? These are the three popular: gas, hybrid, plug-in hybrid and electric EV4, right? The most common is, of course, is the hybrid, right? Nowadays, the hybrid is like super popular, where you're having there's the gas part into it, and also there's the electric part. Okay, some of the hybrid, they would come in with a plug-in. So plug-in hybrid is when you charge it to a charger, like a stage two, level two charger, right? You can have that at home, or you can search for level two charger on your, maps when you're driving, right? Now, majority of the vehicle that have a plug-in hybrid, they would offer 50 to 55 kilometers, sometimes 50 to 60 kilometer as a range, as an electric range. Okay, once that 60 kilometer is gone, that's recommended to use that within the city. Then it relies on the hybrid and the gas. Okay, so this is the idea of a plug-in hybrid. Okay, all right, so we'll get into that later, like technicalities, maybe in a different video. But here, I just want to show you. Okay, you know what? Okay, I want to go for, first of all, build and price. Okay, so first of all, try build and price. Now choose the car you want. Now here is showing all. If you want to show car, if you want to see cars, you click on cars. Electrified, SUV, and minivans, trucks. So I'm just giving you guys a run through Toyota. I'm not paid by anybody. I can go to Hyundai Canada, for example, and same thing. Okay, I'll go to build and price. That's the main thing that I want to go to, and then I would enter my postal code. So I don't know. Let's put some postal code, some random postal code. Okay. So let's say you choose a vehicle, you choose a Tucson plug-in hybrid. Okay. Now, the whole reason of being on the website, because you do want to understand what the manufacturer is doing on their website. Okay, so you don't get tricked at the dealer if they try to raise the MSRP or anything like that. Okay, so beforehand what are the prices. All right, so this is the preferred, this is the package night edition. These are all packages, so you can go through them, and then you can choose which one do you want. I always recommend clicking on these little help buttons and click on the show legal, because like I said, like the more you're educated, guys, and the more you're speaking with a confident tone with the salesperson, the more they're gonna respect you, and they're not gonna play games with you, right? You're still going to negotiate, of course, but this just shows that, okay, you've done enough research, and the salesperson, the first thing they're gonna think, I will try to be as straightforward any BS, right? Because you're a BS detector now as a customer. I'll teach you guys to be that. If they're BSing you. All right. So price shown include delivery, destination charges, pre-delivery inspection, full tank of gas. So if they're giving you the game of, oh, we're gonna give you a full tank of gas, $150 or $100, tell them no. That's by the way, that should definitely be included as per your manufacturer, as the manufacturer said. And then it says here plus the fees, Levi's, dear admin, up to $7.99. All applicable charge GST price shown don't include taxes to see the total price of payment, right? So again, this is all part of your research, guys, right? So I'm just helping you with how to do your research. Delivery destination, unfortunately, we all have to pay that. All right. So here, if you, when you're building the car, you're under leasing, and then you would click here because you want to break it down for yourself. Okay. You want to say, okay, I'm gonna go bi-weekly or monthly. All right. Let's say you go monthly. Okay. They never want to present monthly because it seems like the bigger number, but you as a consumer have to need to know what are you exactly paying. All right. So monthly, let's say you go with a 36 month, 3 years. Your interest rate should be 4.69. Estimated annual kilometers, how many do you want? 16,000 or 20,000. Down payment, how much down payment? You can put a down payment if you want, $500, for example. Estimated trade-in value, so whatever your car is worth, based on, comparison, right? Obviously, the prices for trade-in that you see on dealership website and on Facebook and Auto Trader. These are retail prices, what's called, right? Retail price. Obviously, the dealership is not going to buy it from you in retail. They're going to buy it in wholesale price, which would be a couple of thousand to 3,000, right? $2,500 to $3,500 less than what it actually worth on retail, because they're gonna recondition it according to their standard. I mean, some of that is also marketing gimmick. Um, they're not all honest about their reconditioning, right? And I'll tell you guys later how to check on that. Okay, so now you can choose the loyalty offer. So the loyalty offer is for specific the owners who have existing Hyundai in the household, immediate family with a proof of residence, and this is basically you're gonna get a reduction of a 0.5% on lease, and a 1%, sorry, a 1% on lease, applicable lease rate. Okay. And or a $500, right? Do the math. Now, most of the time they recommend choose the, when I say they, um, people online, right? When I've done my own research on that, it depends, right? It depends on the amortization. How many years is your lease or your finance? So should I be taking the cash discount or the interest rate discount, right? I'll discuss that later. This is just a high level to show you guys like a top down approach, how to do your research. Okay. So this is just how do I collect information, right? How do I know? How do I educate myself as a consumer? And then military bonus, it's $500 if you have a, your military or ex-military, right? Veteran. So here's the requirements you need, okay? All right, so this is, again, being educated about the rates, right? Playing with the terms, how many years, right? The kilometers, okay? Okay, now let's go to finance, right? Finance, it says the purchasing finance and then future value. Future value, they call it the balloon payment. So we'll explain that later in different video, guys. So the purchase financing, you're financing the vehicle. You can finance that Tucson Preferred on a 7 years for that rate, 6 years that rate, 5 years that rate, 4 years. So now you're educated about the rates, right? Again, these are prime rates, but make sure you aim for those. But based on the credit, based on your own credit, they will give you the rate. But you need to know what your credit score before going. Like I said many times, you must know your credit score. You can know that from the banking app you have. And then the cash, right? Loyalty offer and rebates. Again, we've already discussed that. Some dealerships, they'll give you a $500 manufacturer, right? Again, guys, don't get confused. We're on the manufacturer website. We're not on the dealership website. Okay, we're on the manufacturer because there's two type of discount. Like I said, there is a manufacturer discount, which they call it rebate / incentives, and the dealership discount. So you need to be educated on both. And again, I'll be happy to do that for you because yeah, it's a lengthy process. Because I know how they work, the dealerships, and they're not going to be nice to you. The moment you enter this dealership, they're gonna pretend they're nice, but they're very far from nice or helpful, right? But they have to pretend. They have to play the game. They're trained to play the game, and my drive to help you guys is what I've seen in the industry is an absolute nightmares. What's being done to consumers. So I think someone need to speak out. Again, I'm in Canada here. If I didn't introduce myself well to you guys. So now we check the lease, the finance. Yeah, so this is how you would just build your own, build the car, price it, know the rates, know the amount, right? Now, again, on Toyota, you do something similar. So let's say, okay, I want to go for a RAV4 hybrid, right? Just hypothetically speaking here, guys. Okay, 2026, I have 2026, I have the 2027. Some of them are out, not for the Prius. The 2027 are out, but not for the RAV4. They're still selling the 2026s. So 2026, I have to say, I have to give Toyota, a thumbs up. They've been working on their design. They used to be the boring Japanese car, but not anymore, guys. They're slick looking, they're sharp looking, they're fancy, they're modern looking. So definitely Toyota have improved. They start unfortunately making also turbo engines, which they have to, but that's why I would recommend you buy the hybrid 4 cylinder, let's say on a Highlander, not a turbo. um, but we'll discuss that later. All right, so I came on, you guys saw what I did. I choose the vehicle, right? And then it tells you, choosing about the colors. So here on the website, guys, it's going to give you a breakdown, right? So when you saw under pricing details, it is going to show you MSRP for the lease, finance, and cash, the dealer admin fee, delivery destination, air condition charge, OMVIC tire, Levi, environmental handling fee, colon F, PPSA, and the second PPSA, right? And then the total amount, and then HST. Try to pay for the HST on the side, on cash if you can. If you have a loan or a line of credit, pay for it on the side, so you're not financing it. Okay, so here again it's showing you the calculations. Okay, but for you to play with the numbers properly, and yeah, here I want you to click this. Go at the bottom of the website for Toyota and click on notes. This is going to be very helpful, guys. Please go read through this. Read through this. You see this? Some dealerships would charge for that $200-300. Be careful, guys. So read this. Please read this before you go to the dealership and take notes. Okay, so now I'm gonna click on the top right on that little calculator, and again I'm playing with the numbers. I'm just showing you guys how you play with the numbers. Now you clicked on the term 36 month. We're leasing right now, so 6.29. Different vehicles have different rates. So the Camry would have a different interest rate than a Prius. Same, they will have different interest rates. Every model will have a different interest rate, you guys. So make sure you know that. Just focus on the vehicle you want to buy. Here you go. 5.69 on a 72 months, which is a 6 year, and then a 7 year is 5.692, I believe. And then it shows your bi-weekly payment. Like I said, I do like the monthly because it shows you the actual number, what comes out of your pocket every month. Now, obviously, that's without HST. With HST, which is taxes, that's going to be the payment. Guys, this is without any rebate apply here or incentives or dealership discount. So remember, keep that in mind, okay? Keep that in mind. Okay. All right, so when you click on that, it's gonna, dealer code. It's gonna send you to the nearest dealer. Again, guys, this is Ontario, so make sure you're in the right province, okay? And then the cash price, obviously. It will show you the cash here for the 2026 RAV4 XLE model. Okay. So this is all powerful tools for you to be educated, right? So you would do the same thing for every website, right? For every manufacturer you're on, right? Let's say you go for Honda Canada, and here under Honda Canada, you will go to, let's say, shopping tools, explore build and price. That's your best friend, is build and price, right? Because it gives you the most information you can get. Information is power, and you can negotiate by knowing information. Okay, and then obviously the rates are a little bit higher, but this is leases. Current year 2026's, that's HRV. Some websites have a more friendly build and price tool than others. I feel Hyundai and Toyota, they're easy to use type of thing. But yeah, you can play with it. So built in Canada, all SUVs, cars. Okay, sure. Okay, let's say I want to build on price under models, right? Build on price. Okay, why is it stuck under this one? Okay, what's going on here? This is honda.ca, right? Okay. 2026 CRV hybrid, okay. Then you see the trims. Again, build on price. This is, for me here, I'm just focusing on the price, okay? The price, the rates, the incentives. The manufacturer incentives, okay? So I'm on the Honda website right now. And let's say I want to go with the 2026 Touring hybrid, right? Hypothetically speaking. So I select that one. and then it shows you a bunch of rims. Guys, everything is negotiable. All these are negotiable, right? I'm just gonna tell you guys how you can negotiate, but not right now. Okay, so again, payment option, lease and finance. You guys saw where I clicked. So this is what I want you guys to do before you start. This is just the primary number one step when it comes to you're thinking or considering even buying a new car. Because you might see all of these and then you shut down the whole process. Unless you really want a car, then you gotta play with this. Compare payment options, right? So this here show you obviously selling price, lease versus finance. So click the lease, right? Finance, okay, 4.79. Okay. And then here, as you guys can see, under finance, it shows you the rates, right? 84 months, 72 months, 60 months. Guys, the interest rate is so important when it comes to your decision of buying a car too, because unfortunately, the way all the loans are structured, in the first 3 to 4 years, most of what you're paying, I would say about 70 to 80% is going through the interest, similar to the mortgage. So make sure you are choosing a competitive rate. If you have an equity line of credit from your home, you have equity, you can get a lower rate, lower than that, right? But yeah, this is just how for you to play with the rates, guys. Okay. All right. So the last thing I want to show you is unhaggled. Unhaggled will sometimes show you different. So let's say I go with whatever BMW. Sure. 5 Series. Get a free report. Okay. And then you want to know the dealership cost, right? So let's say here. Okay, unlock my saving. All right, so this is unhaggled. It shows you the actual dealership cost. It's very helpful website, guys, because it will show you as well incentives. Okay, so shows you 2027, right? But this is the 2027. Maybe we can go with the 2026, but let's just the 2027 for now. That's the dealership cost. This is what the BMW sells them the car for. That's what they retail it for. Okay, they have about 5 to 8% here over, right? So if you can negotiate off that, that would be awesome. 3 to 5% over dealer cost. That's what I usually recommend. It tells you kind of what people are paying, right? And average Joe, you're not average Joe. You're much better than average Joe. I'll make you guys experts, but again, I'll be happy to help you if you need any of my services. Okay, again, it shows you, like I said, it's very helpful. Finance, lease, cash, and then it shows here for. I always recommend when it comes to like BMWs, Mercedes, just lease it because it protects you from depreciation. With leases, you're paying for what you're using, right? You're not paying for the whole term. You're only paying for that 3 years you want to use it for. Kilometers allowance, let's say 20,000, recalculate, right? The base price, right? Average what average Joe will pay and dealership cost. This is, I believe, and see, it even show you like what is this, the freight. That's the freight, right? Okay, so now this is the colors, right? Shows you the colors, the seats. There's so many options. You can pick a BMW, obviously, and so many packages, so many extras, obviously. Brakes, even the brakes, right? Safety. Okay, so I just want to go to the bottom, right? Because at the bottom, guys, very, very helpful for you guys. When you go at the bottom for the incentives here, it shows you cash rebate. There's no cash rebate. Finance rebate. There's no finance rebate right now. It shows you the interest rate again. Okay. So you can go on the manufacturer website and you can also go on Unhaggled. I do find the manufacturer website, of course, that's your go-to. That's your number one go-to for checking interest rates and leases and rebates. But also Unhaggled have done a good job, showing you what the incentives are, what the loyalty programs are, right? So this is all manufacturer, okay? Again, manufacturer rebates. This is not dealership discount. You can get a $10,000 off this vehicle plus the rebates from the manufacturer. All right. So it really depends on how you negotiate what dealership you're buying from. Are you going to buy from an out of out of the city dealership? Is the dealership going to be 200 kilometers away from your hometown dealership? This all things matters, right? You need to make calls, at least 5 to 8 dealerships to call. So it tells you about the loyalty program as well for BMW here. Okay, guys. So that's it for today, guys. Just a run around here, top down approach to show you how to start your research. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, Sharif here from the Drive Away Negotiation Desk. I educate people, I empower people when it comes to their car buying. Now I'm doing new cars. I'll be also doing used cars as well. But most of my videos right now are focusing on new cars. But please, if you guys want to hire me, give me a call. I'd rather you don't hire me if you can do it yourself. Okay. And I'm going to teach you how to do it yourself. However, if you still need me, I'll be definitely happy to negotiate on your behalf, and be, provide you a great experience where like you will say to yourself the aha moment, like, this guy at Drive Away, Sharif, he really helped me find the right deal, the right vehicle. And I was happy. I really feel I was happy dealing with him. He saved me a lot of stress and the time. He knew how to do what he's supposed to do to help me. He's the expert at it, and he negotiated me. He got me a great deal. So I really am here to help you guys. Again, Sharif from Drive Away. Thank you so much, and thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful night. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.